Good day, students. So we are now in chapter 3. So we are going to have our data analysis in preparation for your chapter 3. Okay, so to begin, so you must open your Google Forms to download the Google Sheet. So the Google Sheet will be needed for your data analysis. Okay, so you can go to responses, then view sheet. Okay, just click that. Then it will open a new window. It will show you the spreadsheets of your responses. In the Google Forms, in the responses, you can see the two pie graph. So you can copy that for your research question number 1 about demographic profile. Okay, so that's the answer to your question. What about the demographic profile of your respondents or your survey? So you can copy that and open a Word document so that you can paste your pie graph. So you can customize the graph. It's up to you. So you apply formatting, cropping pictures in Microsoft Word. So to beautify your graph. So you just follow my example in my template that I give to you. So how to discuss the demographic profile in chapter 3. So I have sent it already in your Google Drive. Sample format for our chapter 3 and 4. Okay, just follow through with what I'm doing. Okay, now we are now in our Google Sheets. So first, you just download, go to File, and download it as Excel file. Okay, so we have already downloaded the file. So our next thing to do is to set up this Excel file for our data analysis. So we're going to separate each indicator. So because we're going to write formulas for these spreadsheets. So this will determine our level of IB and DB. So in your question, research question number 2 and 3, so this Excel file will answer your research question. So what is the level of your IB and DB? Okay, so take note of the variables and its indicators. So just like in our example, we have job satisfaction, and the first indicator is pay, which has 4 items. So you just count it manually so that you can have it in the Excel. Okay, so you just code it. So pay 1. So to simplify that is pay item 1. So it's up to 4. Okay, as you can see. So change it. So just drag it. Then we will need to insert a column for our submin for our indicator pay. Okay, that is the submin. Okay, then you do the same in our next indicator. Okay, next indicator is, go back to Google Form. It is about promotion. So again, you just code it. So it has 4 items. So code it. So from 1 to 4. Okay, going to do. So just drag it. Then again, insert another column for the submin of that indicator. Then for our next indicator, we have the supervision. So again, count the number of items. So it is again 4 items. So just code it as super, or it's up to you, depending on your indicator. Okay, so drag it and insert another column for the submin. Okay, again, so do the same for the next indicator, which is fringe benefits. So the same items, so 4 items. So again, put the code and drag it. Then the same as the previous indicator, so you add again another column for the submin. Okay, insert column for the submin of fringe benefit. Okay, then for the next indicator, we have what is the class indicator for the first variable. So again, you code it, then drag, okay, then insert column for the submin. Okay, then another indicator is operating conditions for our first variable. So do the same. Then insert column for the submin. Okay, and for another indicator, so we need to count it. So Jamovi software, so you can use that for your data analysis in our, uh, especially in our question number 4, about person R and the ANOVA. So you can download it in Google. It's a freeware. Okay, so you can see. Okay, the same. So add the for the submin, insert another column. Okay, then another indicator is use communication. And do the same. So insert again column for the submin. Okay, then that is already the last indicator. So it is already in the last indicator. You need to put the overall mean for that variable in your Google Sheet. Okay, so we need to insert another column for the overall mean. Okay, then this is now for our second variable, which is the job satisfaction. So you do the same we did in okay, so the same process as we did in our first variable and its indicator. So you need again to insert column for its submin. So in our second indicator, we have only three indicators for job satisfaction. Okay, then operational support for second indicator. So that's already processed. So it's the same until you finish all the variables and its indicators. So again, do not forget to have the overall mean in the as a last column for the variable or later. So we will have our formulas for the submean and the standard deviation, which is needed in your table for your chapter 3. Okay, so that is already the last indicator for our second variable. Okay, so we need to again indicate the submean column. Okay, since that is the last already, so we need to have our column for the overall mean. So put another column for overall mean. Okay, so we are done in our setting up our Google form for the data analysis. So we're going to customize this. We put the borders so to help us visualize our data. So just go to formatting and select all borders. So to help us in our data analysis, you can apply also fill color to help us in our identification of our variables and indicators per uh, column. Okay, just customize this. So we need to have our columns reduced. We can easily see all data. So it's up to you how to adjust the submin. Okay, in the submin part and the overall mean part, you can easily see it. If you are going to copy paste some of its data in a new sheet later for the analysis for the Jamovi software. And that is now the formula for the average equals average, but So we need to round it to decimal place so we can insert a round formula. Okay, as you can see in the screen. So we're already typing the formula. So just we use the decimal. So the formula equals round, then average. So we need to fill color. So ito shortcut, so just double click it. Okay, so it will automatically fill the column. Okay, that's the shortcut. So you do the same in the next indicator. So again, you type equals round. Something round, you don't need to round the numbers. Then average. So highlight the cells that you're going to average. Then just follow the formula as you see in the screen. Then fill color, so you can easily determine the boundary of each indicator. Then double click for flash fill. Okay, so as you can see, it's very simple. So there's a shortcut for this. So we can copy paste this formula in our next indicator because they have the same number of items. Okay, so as you can see, so you can check if the formula is correct, if the cells are highlighted. So make sure if you copy paste the formula, make sure they have the same number of items. In our first variable, we have the same items. It has 4 items in each indicator. So you can copy paste the formulas right away. So you do the same in all indicators for that first variable. Okay, so as easy as that. So just copy paste. Control C, Control V. Okay, so our works uh, finish it ahead of time. That's the power of Excel. So as in our lesson in module 3, so advantage of quantitative research, it can process faster data analysis. So this is now the explanation. Then we're going to have the overall mean of our variable. So you're going to get the average of all the cells in yellow colored portion only. Okay, so just copy, just click, then comma, click cell, comma, then click the cell that you're going to average, and comma, click, then comma. If it's all done, so you can uh, press enter. Okay, the same formulas. So write 2 for the 2 decimal places, and enter. Okay, so you need to put fill color, which is different from the yellow one to signify that is the overall mean.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Okay, then a flash fill. Then you do the same in the next indicator. So formula equals average for the highlight the cells. So the same as we did in the first indicator. Okay, so highlight. So here we cannot apply the copy paste method because the items are different in each indicator. So just type it manually. So you see on the formula bar. So it was round, then average. So okay, then flash fill. So let's double click. And for our last indicator, the same process. And insert our fill color. So you can still identify the submin. Then double click for the flash fill. Then we are going to get again our overall mean for the second variable. So the same formula equals round, then average, okay. So after that, so again we have to fill color. So identify the overall mean. Then so simply again flash fill. Okay, we are done in our uh, submin. Then at the bottom, we are going to compute now for the submin and the standard deviation. Okay, just type the mean. So the formula, so still the same, equals average. Then highlight the cells, so upward till you reach the first item. Okay, then drag, so again fill color, identify the mean, or you can choose any color that you want. So drag it, going to the right. So it will automatically insert the formulas in all columns. Then for our standard deviation, the formula is STDEV. And again, highlight upward all the cells from 1 to 52. And we want to again decrease decimal and fill color. Okay, then the same process. So drag it to the right. So that is already the mean and SD. Okay, so this mean and SD, so this is the one you will put it in your table in chapter 3 in the level of your your variables and in each indicator. Okay, so we are done now in our uh, having our formulas. Here we can now make our table. So I already tasked you to make a table. So if you have already a table, so it's easy for you to copy paste the values of the mean and standard deviation. So if you're going to do it manually, just like I did now, so you need to insert uh, 6 columns. Okay, just put it number, then the item number. Then you type the mean, SD, and the description. Okay, the mean column, the SD column, and the interpretation or the description. So just simply copy paste the items from your Google form. So if you already have made the table, so it's very advantageous on your part. So just apply search formatting. So we'll now copy the items from our Google form. first indicator. So which is pay. So copy the first question for that item. Then question number 2. Question number 3. Then question number 4. So until you have copied all the items. Then the last part of the column, you're going to write the submin. Okay, then we're going to copy the values in our spreadsheets at the bottom, that pink and green. So our first value is, so you just copy it or type it manually. Then for the second item, okay, so just fill in all the data needed for the first indicator, the mean and the SD. So interpreting the SD, so if the values is lesser than 1, the better. So if it's higher than 1, it means that your scores are very dispersed. Okay, so it's not good. Okay, then we are done in our entries for the mean NSD and the submean. So we're going to put our interpretation or the description, so you can find it in your chapter 2 table. Okay, so let's open our chapter 2. So let's open our example that I give to you. So you can go there in chapter 2. Okay, this is now the table that we made. So you can see, look out for the mean range. So based on our data, it is 2 point something. So you can find it in this range, 2.80. So the description is moderately high. So just type it manually. So it's very obvious that they have the same interpretation or description. So just simply copy paste. Moderately high. Okay, that's the process. So you do the same in all the indicators. Okay, then for the submin. So that's it, how to make the table and its interpretation for chapter 3. So we are proceed to our second indicator. Okay, so to do for indicator number 2, so just copy paste this table. So control C, then control V. Then we have to change the items and interpretation. So this is under, so let's go to the Google form. So our second indicator for receive support is promotion. So we're gonna change it to promotion. Then just copy first items, promotion. So this is the first item. So copy, then paste item 1 and item 2, item 3, item 4, and the submit. And the same process, so just copy the MinSD from the Excel file that we created. So this is the column for the promotion indicator. So this is our first value, 2.89, 1.30, 0.89, 1.30. And number 2 indicator, We have 2.98, 1.19. 2.98, 1.919. Okay, for indicator 3, we have 2.52, 1.06. 2.52, 1.06. And the last item for indicator 2.87, 1.26. 2.87, 1. And the submin is 2.81, 0.64. 2.81, 0.64. Then we are going to interpret this again. So the same we did. So you just use the table in chapter 2. So based out in our table, so we can see that's the same. This is moderately high. So I just need to copy paste this. So copy, paste, copy paste, copy paste, and copy paste. Okay, so that's then so you will just discuss this. So just follow my template that I give. So you're going to discuss here. You're going to find the highest item, the lowest item. So that is the discussion part. Then you will attach a citation. Find an article that will support the result of your study. Okay? Or you can look at it in your RRL section. Okay? So, now, so we are going to answer. Again, this is for question number 2. What is the level of, okay, so indicator is for number 2 and number 3. Level of, well, this is for your IV and DV. Okay, then, okay, supposing we are done with this, all the indicators. So we are now in question number 4. Example, your study is correlational. So question is there a significant relationship between, so in our example we are using perceived support and job satisfaction. Okay, so this is our question. Okay, to answer this inquiry, so we have our statistical tool, which is the Pearson product. So it's a test of relationship. It's comparative, so you can use the ANOVA. So I will demonstrate later the ANOVA. Okay, so first, I'll just write first the question. Example, we have question number 5 here. Okay, supposing this is question number 5. The difference between shift support satisfaction. So let's say according to demographic profile. Okay, so to answer this inquiry, so we can use the one-way ANOVA. Okay, so first let's demonstrate first how to do the correlation. Okay, so go back to your data here. So what you're going to do is you just get the demographic profile, just like this one, and the overall mean of our variables in blue colored cell. Okay, so let's open a new file or Excel file. So I'll just copy paste this position and use in service. So we're going to use this for our ANOVA. Okay, so copy and paste values. Okay, then to automatically fit the value, so double click here, then double click. Okay, then copy the overall mean for our variable perceive support. So copy. So make sure you use space values because it is formula. So if you fix it right away, so it will be like this, ref. So meaning you are pasting a formula. Okay, to convert it to values, so you must have these space values. Okay, and the same goes to our second variable. Okay, so it's very easy to identify because it is color coded. Okay, copy, then paste values. Okay, so we'll use the wrap text, so you can see here. So just change here to this to job satisfaction, and this is perceive support. So make sure you're writing the name, so you should have no space. So here we put underscore. Okay, then we're going to save the file for data for Pearson R and ANOVA. So you can name the file on your own. So I'll just save file here in documents. Okay, so we can put formatting. So we put borders. Okay, so in our study, our DB here is the job satisfaction and IB is the perceived support. Okay, so to analyze this data, so we have here a software. So this is a free software. This is the Jamobi. Okay, so this is a freeware. You can download it in Google. Okay, so this is Jamobi. Okay, to use this SQL software, so it's very simple. So just go here to here data, then open. So you're going to open your file that you okay, that you have saved. So here we save it in the documents. So look for the file. So this is our file. So open. So let's wait, still loading. Okay, this is now our file that we have encoded in Excel. Okay, so to answer our question in number 4, is there a significant relationship between job support perceived support and job satisfaction? Okay, so you go to here to regression. Okay, so we have here correlation matrix, partial linear. Okay, so here we just we're going to use the correlation matrix. Okay, so just simply drag our variables, which is the job satisfaction and perceived support. Okay, then here, then click here, plug significant correlations. Okay, so as you can see here, we have here 3 asterisks, meaning that is significant. So the relationship is significant. So that is 0.708. Okay, so we have here interpretation table for this. So you can find that in module 16 for quarter 2. Okay, so here, so this is our table now. So you can copy this or screenshot this table. Okay, so just copy this table. So you can screen snip. Copy. So this is now our table. Going to use in for chapter number 3, under question number 4. So you can improve this, or you can make your own table for this one. Okay, if you want. So this is already in APA format. Okay, so as you can see, this is the result 0.78. Okay, so to interpret the result, so we're going to uh, have our interpretation table that can be found in your module. Okay, let's go to your module. Okay, the module for PR2. Okay, so it's here. It's in module 9 for quarter 2 correlation. So I have given you already the link of this file in our GC. Okay, so let's go. So this is analyzing bivariate correlation. Okay, so this is a formula for Pearson product. So I know you encountered this already in your grade 11. Okay, so let's have the interpretation table. Okay, so this is the table for interpretation. As you can see here, so this is plus minus. Okay, so this is for the negative, and this is for the positive. Okay, so based on our result, it is positive 0.708. So look at the table, so it falls here. So it is high positive. So meaning there is a high positive correlation in our variable, which is the job satisfaction and perceived support. So we can interpret it that, so if pictures are given the support they needed, so it can enhance their job satisfaction. Okay, so to interpret the result, we have here already the sample guide in interpreting. Okay, so you can find this also in this module. Okay, we have here the how to interpret the result. Okay, this one. Okay, so let's interpret the result. This is our example. Okay, a Pearson product model correlation was run to find out the significance, magnitude, and direction of relationship between, so our variable here is perceived support, which is our IB, perceived support, and job. So I just put already the label, so you just change the yellow portion. Okay, so our results show that job satisfaction. Show that, so perceived support and job satisfaction were found to have a significant, so based on our table, it's only high positive correlation. So our value here, so replace it with 0. It already have 0, so 708. Okay, then our p value is, so just remove this. So just use the r value and p value, which is 0.001 based on our p value here. Okay, then this is the degrees of freedom. You just copy here, which is 52, meaning they will have 52 responses. Okay, so this is now our interpretation. So a Pearson product moment correlation was run to find out the significance, magnitude, and direction of relationship between perceived support and job satisfaction. Okay, I'll just remove the color. The results show that perceived support and job satisfaction were found to have a significant high positive correlation, which are 52, which is equal to 0.708, and p-value which is 0.001. Okay, then you will further explain the result based from these variables. So you can see here that when teachers are given the support they needed in performing their job, it can result to higher job satisfaction on their part and increase their productivity. Okay, so that is our interpretation based on this result. And again, so you can add citation support. Okay, so you will going to find the article to support this result. So you can see this line. So this result is in line with the study of. So you're going to have the study of. So who's the author of that? So it's up to you. Okay, so you can find that in Google. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you how to have this part. Okay, for number 5 about what if your study is significant difference. Okay, this is a possible question. Is there significant difference between perceived support and job satisfaction according to demographic profile? Okay, so let's go back here to our let's remove this first. Okay, so this is our data. Okay, so as you can see here, we have here these labels, position, even service. So we're going to use here the ANOVA. Okay, we use one way ANOVA. Okay, let's see this, if there's a difference in their job satisfaction when we group them. So here we have here this dependent variable, grouping variable. So grouping variable, that is the position or years in service. So this is a nominal variable, then this is a scale variable. Okay, so we'll put here. So we're going to have here is position. Then our dependent variable here is job satisfaction. Okay, so let's see if there is a significant difference between job satisfaction and the position of teachers. So as you can see here, based on our result, our p-value here is 0.171. Okay, so take note in interpreting. So it must be less than 0.05 to make it significant. Okay, so based on our result, so there is no significant difference between the positions of teachers and their job satisfaction. Okay, so if you click here the post hoc test, so you can see here, you have here check the Stuckey equivariances. Okay, this is a post hoc test. So again, post hoc test, you will only click this if your p-value here is significant, which is less than 0.05. This one, Okay, so if it's less than 0.05, so meaning it's significant. So based on our result here, so we cannot have a uh, significant comparisons. Okay, so the sign for significant comparisons is this asterisk here. This one, and this one. Okay, so let's go to the next. What if job satisfaction and years in service? Is there a significant difference? Okay, so based on our results, still there is no significant difference in the overall, which is 0.070. Okay, so there's no significant difference. Okay, so you can copy this table. So you just have this screenshot. Okay, this is for the job satisfaction, and this label here significant. Just run the next page. Okay, put the label significant differences between job satisfaction and years in service. Okay, this is our label. Then for our second is satisfaction and teaching position. So let's go back here. We're going to change the grouping variable to position. So I just need this. Okay, so we don't need to copy the post hoc table because our p-value is not significant. So it's useless to put this table. So you will put this only if your result or the p-value is significant, which is 0.05. Okay, so here. Okay, then for another, we have perceived support. For teaching position. Then another is, I just prepare this heading and years in service. Okay, so here we're going to change this dependent variable. So we're going to change this to perceived support. Okay, let's see. Okay, still there's no significant difference between perceived support and teaching position. So just screenshot this. Okay, perceived support and position is, so this is for this table. Okay, then the next is perceived support and years in service. Okay, so still it is 0.319, so it is greater than 0.05, so it's not significant. So the value must be less than 0.05. So just copy paste this table. Okay, so this is now the result of our ANOVA. So to interpret this result, so we have here again in our this module. Okay, analysis of variances. So I have here the sample interpretation statement. So just look here. Okay, let's look for the interpretation. Okay, first, where's the interpretation here? the sample interpretation. I think it's here. Here is sample interpretation. So this is a variance. So I just copy the statement. So variance was used to determine the difference of. So I'll change this to up. Okay, so our variable is job satisfaction among satisfaction and teachers years in service. Okay, it has found out that the difference on the severity level of found out that difference on the okay refers to job satisfaction. Just analyze here the satisfaction when group by years in service was not significant. Okay, so our value here, f value is 2 point f value here is 2.89. So just change here to f value 89 and our p value is 0.070. Okay, so that is our interpretation. So you can again support this. So provide citation support such as we did in our previous items. Okay, then again you can copy this for the next table. Difference of job satisfaction, and this is again this is now in teaching position. Okay, note that so just change here using service will be significant. Our f value is 2.14, p value is 0.171. Okay, so again same, provide RRL support. Okay, so as you can see here, that's how we're going to interpret our ANOVA. Okay, so you do the same in the next tables. Okay, so that's how you will do your analysis of variance. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you how to make your chapter 3. So just follow my examples in my template that I give. So this one. Okay, let's see the template that I provided. So in chapter 3, so let's run through the chapter 3. Okay, so chapter 3. Okay, so the profile, so as you can said earlier, so this is for the gender. Okay, so we're going to just follow this textual discussion. This is for the gender, then grade level. And for the level, so this example the table, how to discuss the results. Again, you're going to find only the highest mean and the lowest mean. And base it, the interpretation or description is in the chapter 2. Okay. Then this is for the significant difference for the gender. Okay, so for significant difference according to gender, so you can use the t-test if you like. Okay, and the second one is independent sample t-test. Okay, so you can go to Jamovi, so you can use here this one t-test. You can use here independent sample t-test. Okay, so I'll just click this one. Okay, so if we're going to test the difference between sex, gender, so just put the grouping variable here, gender in grouping variable, then the db here, independent variable. So the same process in ANOVA. Okay, so this is how you interpret here the table, so you can make your own table. And this is the sample interpretation. So I'll just send this to your respective Google Drive. Now this is what I said to you. So this is the citation support. This result is supported by the study of Ishak 2000, which found out that there was no significant difference in mean problem-solving achievement between male and female students. However, several studies shows that male students perform better than female students. Okay, so this is the sample of citation support. Okay, so you must attach citation support. So 2 citations in each indicator. Just like this one. Okay, so we have here citation supports for the level. Okay, then this is for the ANOVA. Okay, and we have here for okay, so person R. Okay, so you can have this interpretation, and this is the sample citation support. Okay, after that you're going now to chapter 4. Okay, so chapter 4 is about conclusions and recommendations. Okay, so how to make the findings. So it's simple. So first, so you must base it according to your research questions. So in question number 1, so you must have the overall result or the overall mean. Okay, so the level of problem solving abilities of students obtain overall mean of 4.668 and standard deviation of 0.135. Okay, so this is the overall mean. So where can you find that? So you can find that in your Excel file. So this is the overall mean and ST. Okay, so this is the overall result. Then number 2, this is for the IB, then this is for the DB. So the same, the overall mean. Then the third is the significant difference. So if your study is comparative, then this number 5 if your study is correlational. Okay, so just get the overall result. So that is how you're going to make your findings. Okay, then how to make conclusions. So your conclusion must be based on your findings. Okay, so conclusion number 1 comes from finding number 1. Okay, so okay, this is the conclusion. So you must, what can you conclude based on this result here? Okay, then for conclusion number 2, so you base it on findings number 2. Okay, this one. Okay, then for conclusion number 3, so you base it in finding number 3. Okay, so you can see here there was no significant difference. So you can conclude here that gender does not affect the problem solving abilities of students. Okay, then for number 4 conclusion, you base it in findings number 4. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with conclusion. Then for recommendation, so you're going to base this on the conclusion number 1. Okay, this is one. So what can you recommend based on this conclusion? Then for recommendation number 2, you're going to base it to conclusion number 2. Then here recommendation number 3. So this is based in this recommendation conclusion number 3. So the same goes with number 4. Okay, so that's the process. That's the link between findings, conclusion, and recommendation. So they must answer in the statements. Okay, so they are interconnected. So findings, conclusions, then recommendations. So they must be aligned together. Okay, so I hope you get how to make chapter 3 and chapter 4. Okay, so after this, it will be your references. Okay, so just follow the formatting in APA format. Okay, so I hope you're able to complete your research paper. Okay, so good luck and have a nice day.